How do you invest in real estate with no money? Like, is that a gimmick? Is that real? Can it actually be done? My name is Kris Krohn. I have helped transact thousands of properties. And today I really want to get to the bottom of if it's possible, and if, how do you actually do it? Let's find out.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
You know, before we jump into this whole idea of investing in real estate with no money, I want to talk bigger picture about how I just do life. I mean, the reality is you and I, we want stuff. And I'm always asking this question, how do I get what I want without necessarily putting up the money? Because one of the things that I've learned is that in life, you get the very natural byproduct of your specialty or something that you know how to do. Like, for example, let's just say for a moment that you sell cars for a living. I'm sure you would know how to get an amazing deal on a car, maybe from auction, because it's your trade. What I love about real estate is that it represents one of the most expensive things that we will ever buy in life. And if you can learn how to buy real estate every time with no money, it is going to be one of the most powerful things that you can learn. More importantly, can you apply it to everything else in life? And that's the conversation that I want to have with you right now. I'm going to share with you how stupid simple buying real estate really can be. For just a moment, let's talk about the building that we're in right now. I mean, look around. You can see that I'm in a studio. This is a studio that I had built for some of the videos that I make here on YouTube. And I've got furniture, and I've got risers, and I've got TVs, and I've got fake plants, and a bunch of TVs throughout this place. This is just one small, tiny room, right? And if you were to go, you'd see 16,000 square feet. I said to myself years ago, man, I have put on so many events in so many other hotels, and no one ever gets it right. They don't have my audio the way that I want. I don't like the acoustics of the room. I don't like the dimensions of the room. These people are hard to work with. And years ago, I said, you know what would happen if I had my own event center? And I thought to myself, well, that'd be pretty cool. Question is, Kris, do you know a way to get that event center for free? Well, let me kind of put on screen and show you what I did. Because by the way, I did get this event center for free, but this is how it ended up going down. I had to first start by finding a building. This represents C, a commercial piece of property. I had to find a building that could meet my particular needs. Now, by the way, we're gonna talk about single family homes. We're gonna talk about real estate because I want you to understand something. I buy houses every single day. And I never use my own money. I never use my own credit. And I promise you, at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how to do the same. But let's kind of get the big picture. Let's actually start with something a little different. So I said to myself, I want a convention center. It took some time to basically find a building that could do three things for me. Number one, I needed to have a place with adequate parking. This was really challenging. There's a lot of places that have super minimal parking. For a convention center, you're gonna have to, ultimately I had to find a place where someone had put in lots of unused parking so I could secure it. The second thing is this particular building, it needed to be two-story. And not just a two-story building, but I needed to make sure, I mean, some of my ceilings in here are 25, 30 feet tall. I needed to make sure that I didn't have pillars, because when I put on an event, a pillar means that someone behind it actually can't see the front of the room, right? And the last thing that I really wanted is I wanted to have an A+ location. A+ locale. So parking, 2 stories, I knew what I needed for this deal. I'm gonna make real estate so turnkey for you, so simple. But here's the big thing. I went in, I knew what I wanted, and then what I did is I had to then build a business plan, something I'm gonna give you for free at the end of this, literally. The business plan was, when I'm renting out this building, then what's the benefit I'm gonna get? Dude, this, if you haven't seen this place, it's sick. I do all of my quarterly events here right now while we still can. The event space, it's the right dimensions, it's got the right equipment, I've got the right staff, I got the right people. Ultimately, I made this place just perfect for me. But I said, when I'm not using it, I can rent it out. And here's what I learned in the business plan. This place only needs to be rented 13% to equal break even. So I had to ask myself, do I have the ability to rent this place out more than 13% of the time? Most of the places in this area, there's only 3 competitors that I have in this valley for this size of building that I have. And I found out that most of them are rented between 65 and 90% of the time. So I said to myself, if I can bring a superior building with superior options to the marketplace and actually rent it for less than everyone else, I'm gonna eat up their business. Well, we just opened this building. I've only done a couple of events here, and as we've gotten started, our ability to get this thing profitable, super, super easy. So in the end, you're thinking, well, okay, Kris, now you have a business plan. What do you do with the business plan? The reality is there's a ton of people out there. There's always people. There's countless people that have been following society's game plan, which by the way is a sucky game plan and it's insufficient. Society says, put your money in a 401k. It's not gonna grow and be what you need it to be. Put your money in an IRA. Tax benefits really not gonna be what you need it to be. Pay off your house. It's not really gonna be what you need it to be. And if we all follow society's game plan, we are going to wind up short. And that's really the big problem. And so there's always people with money. You have to understand that for a worthy project, the money is always available. This, by the way, is not just a worthy project. I was showing my investors how we could get a really sick ROI on this. The potential on the cash on cash, meaning for the money you put in and what it pays you every year, is really high. So I put a business plan together, and then I basically went out and said, I need a certain amount of money. Let's in this case say that it's $3 million. And I basically said, I'm going to give you some of the profit. Well, guess what? For the right deal with the right kind of cash flow, people came to me in my world and said, Kris, I want to be a part of that. And guess what? I got the money that I needed, got the place then built, everything put together, and now I'm on the flip side. This thing is now making money. We're actually charging. We've got events starting to stack up. It was a dream for me to do events in my own space because I don't like renting the other places. I want a place I can call home. I also carved out a part of the building here for renting out to my company that actually pays some money every month. My events, I charge myself for them. And so this is going to be, I believe, a super fantastic win-win for all of my investors. That's how you play the game of money. That's how you play the game of real estate. When you want something bigger than you can afford, you have to stop and say a couple of things. Number one, what's my plan? Number two, how do I get a track record if I've never done it before? Number three, can I find the deals or the team to make it happen? And if you can, there will always be money for you. So this is what I want to share with you today in this short video. I want you to understand that I'm going to fulfill that promise. I'm going to give you the plan. I'm going to show you how you can buy real estate with no money, no credit. Number one, you got to have a plan. And at the end of this video, you get a chance to get a copy of this book for free. This is the business plan on how you make your first $5 million in real estate. I give it away for free because I think that the knowledge is super powerful. I just ask people to cover the shipping. But as you read this book, it's a quick read. I've got lots of diagrams, images, and this book has helped create millionaires and multimillionaires. The ideas in it are really, really profound. So when you get a chance to read the book, it's going to give you a game plan, and it's going to say, hey, if you're starting like Kris with no money, here's how you make $1 million. Or you're starting with $250,000, here's how you invest it to make $1 million or $5 million. And so you got to have a plan. So there's a link below so you can all get that. Number two, you're going to need a track record. Now in the beginning, you don't have a track record. After I bought my first 3 homes, all of a sudden people started coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, you started doing this real estate investing thing and you didn't die. You didn't fall on your face. You didn't go bankrupt. And so I now have a track record of 4,000 homes. It's a pretty substantial track record. In fact, I got another document here that a lot of people, you got access to get for free. This document right here, if you go through it, it shows my results on thousands of properties and the exact strategy that I used to get that. Now, this is really important because right now this looks like my track record, but it's not. It actually could be yours if you become a partner with me. And I'll explain that in a second. Once you have a track record and a plan, or you're partnered with someone who has a track record and a plan, the last thing you need is deals. You need really hot deals, and I define a really good deal as something that is producing around a 25% plus ROI. That means that your money is doubling every 4 to 5 years. Most people would say, my stock market portfolio can't do that, my 401k can't do that, the equity in my house won't do that. None of these things will do that, but we can do that here. And then you think, well, I need a team to do all the work so I don't have to like wear hats and learn how to do things that I've never done before. And if you were to have all 3 of these things, guess what? Then all the money that you're looking for shows up. So let me kind of put this all together for just a moment so you can kind of see it. In this video, I promised that I would show you how you can access the best deals, access the best team, and do all of it, and basically do real estate with no money down. And I said it would be the easiest way. I created a program called Maverick. I had a life-changing event happen to me. I got to the point where I've done so much real estate and I've created so much wealth that I've decided to do something that I've been searching for 15 years that I've never seen happen, which is, and what I'm about to say you can't find anywhere else on the planet because I invented it. I created it. I had to make sure that it was legal and appropriate. But I basically said, what if I went into partnership with you? Here's what it looks like. How I built my wealth is when I partner with people, Someone is doing all the work and someone is putting up the money. Two partners. Generally, in nearly every case of my past with all of my partners, that's been a 50-50 partnership. That means that doing all the work means finding the deals, the team, running and managing, doing everything. This represents 342 hours per property. Work that most people don't want to do. The person putting up the money, they didn't have to put in time, they had to put up the down payment to be able to buy real estate. Usually it is a 20% down payment that can range from $30,000 to $50,000. And of course, people will find me on YouTube. If they like me or they subscribe, if you're a subscriber, you might get to the point where you're like, wow, if I partnered with Kris and could tap into his team to put in the 342 hours per deal and start making some crazy money and good ROI, I would love to partner with Kris and let's double our money every 5 years. I did something I've never done before. I actually made the decision to launch a program called Maverick where I took my 50% and I essentially cut it in half. And I said, if you were to refer someone that becomes a partner of mine, I will give you 25%, half. This 50%, I cut it in half and say half for me, half for you. And I just started this program recently and I have people lining up and doing it like crazy. And we're now buying homes and we're picking up momentum. And it's wondrous for me to see how people that were starting like I did with no money, no credit, that are actually out there now getting out in the game, doing real estate and crushing it when they never have before. It's super, super wild. So what does this mean for you? Well, I promised you that in this video, I would give you a plan, a track record, and access to the deal and teams. If you talk to a member of my team after you, for example, get this book for free, it comes with a free game plan. When my team calls you, or there's a number even on the page, call us and say, I want my free game plan. How would Kris in my situation make money? The cool thing is they now have a way of saying, if you're one of Kris's Mavericks, just like he was in the beginning of his game plan, you now can actually partner and be an equal partner with me. It sounds even just like kind of crazy letting that run off of my lips and actually share that. That's the reality of what I've created here, is helping my friends, family, some of my great YouTube followers. How can I help you crush it in real estate? And this part is going to wig you out. If you can find a way to find 5 partners and they each buy 5 homes, that's 25 homes, right? Over a 10-year period of time, that can equal well over $1 million. So literally, just by knowing 5 people in this that actually decide to do something with me and start buying real estate, just by knowing them, I make you an equal partner with me. You have a chance to create $1 million. This program was invented because I had some of my YouTube fans and friends complaining. They're like, give me more, take me faster, how can I do more? And this is probably the coolest strategy that I've ever come up with. I don't think actually, in my entire life, I don't think I'll ever come up with something cooler than what I'm talking about right now. So listen, today I wanted to show you the easiest way to do real estate, no money, no credit. There are many ways of doing it. This is just one of them. And so right now, if you're saying to yourself, wow, I would love to get some more help on this, 2 things. There's a link below for a video that's about to come up, and that video is gonna show you exactly how I got my first 25 homes and made my first $1 million. And the second thing is there's a link for this book. Fill out the information, the book is free, cover the shipping, and my team will contact you along with the book, give that to you, physical copy. They'll also do a custom game plan and help you figure out the easiest way for you to get into real estate with no money and no credit. Take care, subscribe, see you on tomorrow's video.